G'day, how you going? My name's Brad Vanders and this is the OFFGRID NOW EXCELSO 6 power cabinet. This is a very popular cabinet that we supply to tiny homes and also to eco cottages. Puts out about 25 amps, and so it's a great system for smaller residential applications. The cabinet has a swing door which is lockable. We want to have this lockable so that we can keep little hands out of the cabinet if it's once it's installed. You can replace the locks with a keyed lock. We supply it with a little lockable dongle. So I'm just going to open the cabinet now. Okay, so you can see the swing door. So this cabinet, we're very passionate about making a very high quality product here at OFFGRID Now. Now this cabinet is made of 3mm powder coated aluminium. We get them made in Brendale, north of Brisbane in Queensland, and then they go to Kunda Park on the Sunshine Coast for powder coating, then they come to us here for assembly. The inverter, as you can see, is neatly enclosed inside. Down below here we have our battery module slots. Now at this point in time, 2025, each one of those battery modules slots is designed to take 5.12 kilowatt hour battery modules. So this system supply with about 10.2 kilowatt hours of batteries can be expanded out to 15.36 kilowatt hours. Alright, so this cabinet is truly a plug and play system in the sense that once we've manufactured and assembled it here at our manufacturing facility in Coolum Beach, we'll ship the entire unit to site. It literally can be rolled off the truck, put on a little slab or an area next to the home, and then the electrician can connect it to the home solar and to the actual main switch. Now we like to couple this with at least 6 kilowatts of solar. We can supply them with 4 kilowatts or 3 kilowatts of solar, all the way up to about 9.5 kilowatts of solar. For tiny home applications, most tiny homes only have space for 3 to 4 kilowatts of solar on the roof, if any, depending on the roof construction. So if we've only got 3 or 4 kilowatts of solar on the roof, we're going to be relying on the backup generator a bit more frequently, which is okay. We can do that if that's what we have to work with. Otherwise, ideally, we really want to have 6 kilowatts of solar, so 3 or 4 on the roof, maybe 3 or 4 in a nearby shed or awning, or if the property is owned, we can put 6 kilowatts on a ground-mounted solar array off to the side somewhere and connect it all up that way. We mentioned it has 25 amp output. Now all of the EXCELSO systems come with a 32 amp generator plugged in. We would normally couple this with a 6 kVA generator, petrol generator, and that generator is designed as an auto start generator. It's designed to automatically kick in when the batteries get down to 25%. So if we've had a string of cloudy days, or if we have a low amount of solar panels, like 3 or 4 kilowatts, we might find that the batteries are going down after a week of rain or several days of rain. When the batteries hit 25%, the Jenny kicks in, pumps them back up to 50%, and automatically cuts out. Now that's why we have the 32 amp in on the side, and that's a proper 32 amp screw plug that goes in the side, and that connects the generator to the system. Now we can do a hard wiring as well, but in tiny home applications, we'll generally use a 32 amp in plug. Now we do have a 15 amp or a 32 amp outlet that comes, which will feed power to the dwelling, whether it's a cottage, a livable shed, or tiny home. Now this inverter will put out 25 amps. So if we're only wired for 15 amps, we're really limiting what the inverter can do. And in most living applications, 15 amps, it makes sense if you're just rolling a small tiny house up next to a residential home, where you just plug in an extension cord to get them some power. However, in off-grid applications, we really want to get the maximum potential out of the inverter, which means 25 amps is what we're after. So we highly recommend, in terms of wiring up and connecting the dwelling to the power cabinet, that the 32 amp output is installed. That way we can wire it all up to 25 amps. You're going to get the full potential out of the system, as opposed to being limited by that 15 amp limitation if the tiny homes particularly are wired for 15 amps. Now, if you live in a very cold climate and you're experiencing sub-zero temperatures, we may need to install a heating kit just to keep the temperature up for your batteries. We have found that cabinets installed in places like Canberra, where the temperature does plummet in winter, that we need to have a heating kit installed just to keep the temperature up so the batteries can charge. In terms of temperatures being too high, we do thermal shielding kits inside the cabinets as well. So if it's in direct sunlight or if it's in a hot part, installed in a hot or a remote location, we can install that thermal shielding. We've also got a thermostat built in inside the cabinet, and it has, as it detects that the temperature is coming up to an unacceptable temperature, it kicks in the exhaust fans, will vent out that heat and send it straight out the top of the cabinet. In terms of warranty, the OFFGRID NOW EXCELSO 6 power cabinet has a 10-year warranty on the cabinet, with also a 10-year warranty on the inverter and on the batteries. We're so passionate about creating a high-quality product that we wanted to create something that's going to withstand the harsh Aussie conditions. It's IP66 rated, can stand the test of time outside, and provide that protective housing for your inverter and your batteries. So if you have a tiny home, a livable shed, or a small eco cottage, this could be the perfect system for you.